All right, this is going to be the moment of truth. If I'm actually got sound. Oh, God. Okay, I did it. I actually did it. This is Mo, brought to you by OBS. Holy crap, I did it. All right, so I do know that there's a delay. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Shout out to Glib. A couple of weeks ago, almost like 3 weeks ago, he walked me through. No, maybe it was a week ago. It was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. He walked me through this OBS setting, and I'm like, oh goodness. All right, 1 second. I just got to do a few more, a few more things. I wonder if I got to do that every time. That would be interesting. We'll find out if I have to do that every time. All right. There is there's still a learning curve here, but OMG, I am happy. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. But this is like gonna probably drive me crazy because it is so much technical stuff you have to do. Okay. Hi. All right. That's gonna be hard for me to deal with because now I don't know what I should be looking at. Oh, wow. Let me go to the YouTube feed. Yeah, it's actually there. Go Momo, go Momo. And I got sound. Like, it's like, oh my goodness. Okay. If you don't do anything else today but hit the like button because I made this shit happen, that would be wonderful. Okay, now I hate this pump out chat like this. That's my only downfall with this. I don't like the way the chat looks. Okay. Oh, this in and of itself is a thing. Hey Cap, what you doing up so early? Okay, to Cap. Let me see if this works. Okay, let me come over here. Yo, I'm actually nervous, but you got this, Mo. You got this. With confidence, you got this, girl. All right, let me. Mm, oh, wait a second. I'm thinking in my head. I'm sorry. When you can see me think, that's when you know there is a chance for me to get this wrong. All right, so I think this is something you have to do every time. That's gonna be sucky poo. Hold on. I'm doing one more thing. So this is something that now I know that I have to do every time. All right. I'm so excited. I'm low in value. Okay, thank you for that. Um, I appreciate that. Hold on a second. Mm. Does it sound different when I just talk into the mic? Did it go better? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna come over here and go to here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna work on that now. Glib, where are you? We didn't test sound, but we tested I did it. Let me see that. Mm. Okay, so over here in this audio feature thing, I'm a jig, I'm a Jew. Hmm. Let me see if I get a double feedback if I use the other audio. Please hold while I check my audio. I am so happy I came through the Zoom. I mean, I came through the OBS. This is like amazing to me. You have no idea. Okay. Okay, so now the sound is low. Okay, so now over here in the sound bar. So it has to do something with the sound bar thingamajig. What am I have to do over here? Setting, properties. I bet you that got lower. Let me see if the mic is clipping. Is that better? All right, that is louder, but I have an echo somewhere. Let me see. Let me see. All right, that was louder. All right, I changed the setting over there. These delays are killing me. Hey, Boogie. Boogie, what kind of headset are you using? Um, I'm on OBS, Boogie. I'm on OBS. Go, mama, go. Y'all know I can't dance, so I'm not gonna listen to y'all talk about I can't dance. Go, mama, go. Okay, okay. Woo. Okay. Ooh. Okay. A little better. All right, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. Good morning, Sister Crystal. Good morning, Rose Gold Lovely. I said hi to Boogie and I said hi to Cap. Yes, sir, I have a green screen. I certainly do. Now we can do the podcast, sir. I'm ready. Ask me if I'm ready. I'm ready. Yes. 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 I need a I need one too. I think okay. So, good morning and welcome to Monos featuring me, Monica Majestus. All right, we'll work on placement of the mic because I do have to change where the mic is at. It's getting on my nerves. You are Happy New Year to you, sir. And you know, I saw you yesterday come in the room. I was a little bit engaged, so I didn't get to say hi to you. You know, you one of my day ones, um, or day something. All right, it's not coming from there, so maybe it's coming from. Or maybe you're supposed to hear it in your ear. This is what happens when you finally use all the stuff that you purchased correctly. I know. How's Gianna doing? Think all right. I just got one more thing to do, and then we're just gonna go with whatever I got going on. Oh, that's annoying. All right. Well, today's topic is really a slight continuation from yesterday's evening topic. All right, let me just see if this one last thing works. You're getting locks? I'm going to do that when I turn 60. This year, I'm going to turn 50. But when I turn 60, I'm going to do that. Because it should be easy. Everything will be my whole natural hair. It'll be over 10 years of whatever I grow out. All right, so I'm going to take off these headphones so I don't hear that echo. I don't know where it's coming from. But here we are. I'm going to talk in the mic as much as possible. And just go from where we were at. All right, well, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. We'll see how your locks come out. That means you'll be able to go on cam. This week, this video, what did I name this video? Something to have to do with fake versus real. Mistaking the fake for the real. Everybody up in here got titles. I'm the real this. I'm the realest one. You ain't seen nobody realer than me. Yada, yada, yada. And all of that shit is just smoke and mirrors. I always say when you have to overemphasize who you are, what you stand for, it means you really are not any of those things, and you're spending an enormous amount of time trying to prove that to yourself. And that's disheartening to me. Now the interesting things. Oh, so when I speak, I hear it in the headset. To me, that's an echo. I'm not used to the headsets ever working unless there's somebody else on the platform. Then I need them to hear them. I work on sound, but thank you. Now, wait a minute, maybe this way. Oh, okay, I'm learning stuff as we go along. Okay, so, yes. Good. I am working through OBS today. I'm so happy. Y'all know how I get when I'm so happy. I just be like, I'm so excited. Okay. So yesterday on the platform, and I'm probably gonna go back and play a portion of the live from yesterday that got taken out of context because of the I want to say screenshot shotties. So here I try to define stuff. What's a screenshot shotty? A screenshot shotty is somebody who screenshots and then sends the material off to somebody else. They screenshot what they hear and then they send it off to somebody else with their account of what happened. Hold on a second. And for the purpose of Mo knows, I'm going to say that could be the same with audio clips. But in this algorithm grouping, there's a few prominent issues that are at stake. One, people don't listen to things for themselves, and come to their own determination. They follow the narratives provided to them instead of really listening. Number two, number two, um, listening is key. You have to listen for things for yourself and interpret them for yourself. So I'm going to start off with this. My mornings begin very early. My evenings go very very early as well. That means I go to bed very early. I wake up very early. So I miss out on some things. Let me see what time it was. When I ended the live last night, my son had called me on the phone. So what I decided to do was end the live so I could take my call with my son. After I took the call with my son, um, I removed the video as I usually do when I have a conversation that I feel is not is controversial to women. I tend to pull that video. I tend to pull those videos down. And I give myself a cooling off period to decide what I want to do with that video. I give myself time to decide what I want to do with the video. And I didn't have that comfort zone yesterday because um, someone who was mentioned in the video made a video and was very upset. And I would have to say maybe rightfully so. Was very upset. And I'm gonna say this. I would have been upset too because thank you. Thank you, Rose. She goes, no homo. Wait, let me see. So are all my oh my God. I'm just like every feature that I touched right now, it feels like gold to me because I, if I could cry, I would, only because this is an accomplishment to me, and I hate when I can't celebrate my accomplishments. Okay, 1 second. So let me take it out of this mode because I think that's what he would tell me next. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, this worked. All right, so I did that. Okay. I'm gonna go here so I can see what's on the live feed, and here so I can see the thing. Okay, so I would have been upset as well. But who are you really upset at that point? Because your silence was not golden, and that's basically what it is. So to go from no statements to just come out and be angry was not a good reflection of a positive person. So that's unfortunate. But these are things that we have to adjust as we get older. And as we experience different things, we react to things differently. So, um, I was alerted to it and was like, you took the video down, some controversy has arisen. And I was saying to myself, because I was still on the phone with my son, and I was like, you know what? Controversy comes out of stuff because people expected me to take down that video. And they expected me to hold on to the video with it down. And then they can make a mockery out of everything that was discussed here. And I would be holding the video captive again. So what did I do? I released the video. And I'm not happy about that move, because the same shit I was talking about yesterday is the same shit that I participated in, because it's the way the community feels that made me react to something. Ugh. But I went to sleep. I took a shower. I went to sleep. I woke up this morning and I downloaded the video for myself. I listened to the video. I found the timestamp, but I had already listened to the video in my sleep. I found the timestamp before I went to sleep, and it made me more angrier when I listened to it, because that point in the video was a point when I was making a real point. So that sounds redundant. It was that portion, that statement that I was making was a powerful statement. And it's reflective on everything that happened afterwards. So it is kind of ironic that would become the talking point that would be in a video response, in a threat to action, in a response, in a response of, I don't really understand what's the problem. The problem is that the truth hurts. That's it. The truth hurts around here, and people don't like to hear the truth, and they don't like to see themselves in the light of the truth. So anyway, I go back. Now, I had gotten a smidgen of what the angry response was from Black Snowflake. And I listened then for myself this morning to it in its entirety. That means starting from when she had technical issues going live to when she started to speak. And that's a very key portion to listen to. It's called context. And around here, people listen to smidgets of something, a snippet of this, a cut of that, a snipping of this picture. They don't see the whole, they don't get a whole picture of the issue because they don't have the context around it. So if I was listening to the responses from the response, I would be led to believe that the person, Black Snowflake, believed she was called a pussy. Now, this is really funny to me when someone has a channel that's devoted on the Pussycat Chronicles, right? We all know how the pussycat works. If you got a pussy, if you in love with pussies, if you work with pussies every day, you got an idea of how this pussy shit works, right? You also understand when someone uses the word pussy in the context of it meaning a coward. Has anybody ever heard of the word pussy being used in the context of being a coward? So taking it from the meaning as it was imposed on my channel, when I was speaking in the context of someone being in the middle of two friends who should not have them. So you're lost on this subject? All right. Thanks for letting me know. Let me give it some more Let me give it some more context then. The woman on the platform, well, whoop, whoop. Um, let me um, let me do it this way. I'm sorry, you guys. I have to do more thinking this morning how to bring stuff to your attention. So hold on a second. First I need to pull up the video. Now I'm gonna really need my brain pain. I might have to go upstairs to see. Maybe it's already at this point. I'm gonna do some channel trafficking on my own stuff. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Oh. Y'all gonna have to tell me if y'all can hear this when I put it on the screen. I know it's coming out my headset. Okay. Okay. So let me go to. Mm, all right. Can y'all see the screen? Oh, why am I asking you? No, y'all can't. All right. So, let's see if I do it a different way. Are you able to see that? Go, Momo. Now let's see. Can you hear? Are you able to hear that? Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'm so excited. So excited. So excited. Okay, here we go. Okay, so y'all can't hear the oh, so y'all didn't have no, I'm not messing with any more audio settings. Um, because this is the video. All right, let me do it this other way. Add the screen as a source. Okay, hold on. Let me try that. But let me. All right, back to the drawing board. Hold on a second. Okay, 1 second. Let me see something. When I do, I'm just walking through a thought. Sorry about this. Oh, that might have been my bad the first time. I'm going back to what I did the first time. Y'all tell me what y'all hear now. Wait a second. I want to do one more thing differently. I know what I want to do now. This is all a matter of getting things set up. All right, so y'all could see that now. So how was that on sound? I understand you could hear me. Andre, could you hear the video? All right, so I'll work on that, but I won't be working on that today. Hold on a second. Stop sharing the screen. All right, so we will just go to everything's a learning curve. Okay, I heard you. Hold on a minute. I got to give Nugget his treat. You gonna eat all the banana pudding? That was the only one left. You ate it all. I did not. I did not. Blame me for eating all the banana pudding. I tell you. Okay, so we're gonna have to do that differently.
Because I invited Karen to be one. So that's the position that I would have took. So the pushback would have been like, if you cherish my friendship, Black Snowflake, because that's the friendship that was on the line for everybody. What they should have, out of abundance of respect, so neither party, KK or Albany, had that much respect for Black Snowflake. Because of the issue lies within her. She was the one. She's the person in the middle, and she took the positive way out.
So if you heard what I said Black Snowflake took the positive way out. When you're sitting between two friends and an ultimatum. I made a video sometime 2, 3 weeks ago about ultimatums and being in ultimatums. Being stuck in an ultimatum between your friends. That's a difficult position to be in. And it's not one that you should put a friend in. But it was what happened here. But I just remembered something else that I got. I just gotta find the cord. Hold on. Oh, go Momo. You got a cord here. Me and my organization. Oh, there what goes. If I look back at this video and I see that I had it right and we couldn't get it right, it's all right. We go back to doing stuff the way we did it round one. So basically, what I said is that it was a positive one. It's a positive. She took a positive approach, and that positive approach was not saying anything to either party, or at least we believe she didn't say anything to either party. And I'm saying we believe because I've never heard her side of anything. And based on her response yesterday, she ain't had no side to share with anybody. Here we go. Hold up a second. No, I don't have a mixer. I have my force right. But I think I have to turn on this. Hold on a second to use that. Okay, so let me just. Okay, let's see what that sounds like. Had that much respect for Black Snowflake
Mm.
because of the issue lies within her. She was the one. She's the person in the middle, and she took the positive way out. She said nothing.
But let me ask you.
Is that positive? Is that positive? Or do you think saying nothing is positive? I think
you don't got
that's the
nothing negative
way.
against her to say in this situation.
Girl, I think that's the pussy way. Especially to somebody that had your back and was your friend. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Hey, well,
Mm-mm.
listen, you live and you learn. That's what I do know. Let me ask you something, Monica. Um, how do you handle such situations then when you are, I don't
The friendship that was on the line for everybody.
Mm.
What they should have, out of abundance of respect, so neither party, KK or Albany, had that much respect for Black Snowflake
Mm.
because of the issue lies within her. She was the one. She's the person in the middle, and she took the positive way out. She said nothing.
But let me ask you.
Is that positive? Is that positive? Or do you think saying nothing is positive? I think
you don't got nothing negative
way.
against her to say in this situation.
Girl, I think that's the pussy way out to do that.
All right. So the woman said, I said that she took the positive way out because you don't hear nothing negative being said from her. And she said, no, I think that's the pussy way out. So that goes back to me saying, in the context of her using pussy way out, to me, that sounds like a coward approach. Based on what we were saying, I was saying it was her positive approach. She said nothing. And the response was she took a cowardly way out. So from there, I just don't want to have stuff going on. So from there became one pussy response after another from that point. The response from Black Snowflake was, I got your pussy, and blah, 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 blah. Now, if you listen later on in the video, you hear PGE mention that she was going to go live on Monday because she has some more things to say and some receipts that she was going to produce. And I did ask her, did she find it necessary to do that now, or words to that effect? And she said, yeah, because this was her original plan. The purpose for me bringing her on the platform yesterday was that because she had original thoughts and an action plan that she was going to carry out long before I had a conversation with Still Cross. These were things that were in the making in her thought process. There was something that went wrong or astray with her and them, and it was coming to a head or not, because if you listen to Black Snowflake's video, she had no intentions on responding. Her silence was going to be golden for all those that were involved. And since they're all friends, they should understand how each one gets down. Nevertheless, why is Monica in the middle of it? I'm in the middle of it because somebody decided to tell somebody else, Miss Tawana, that I was speaking on her in a conversation with him. And why did he do that? He did that because he sent me a screenshot to say, based on our conversation, this is what happened. After speaking to you, me, Monica Mo Justice, this woman, PGE, went on this rampage. These are all consequences of people's action. Is anybody able to follow along the current events? So let me give it to you. I gave it to you in reverse. Let me give it to you in forward time. There was a call on Thursday to Monica. In the call, Steele and I discussed numerous things. Correct, right? Following the call, I don't know if it was the same day or the next day. I think it was Friday. So it was the next day. PGE made a video. Still Cross, in his fifis, responded to me that after having spoke to me, this is what this woman said. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. That's an accusation. That's an inference that because of our conversation, it resulted in this woman putting up this video. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. So me, I'm cool beans. Ill. Must be those beans they have up in that enchilada. But anyway, me, I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. Because if I'm going to be, well, actually, let me go to my actual quote. Because this is how I felt when I saw the accusation, the charge against me. So I wrote, that's an excellent decision because I don't like to be accused of anything. When all of you individuals have collective issues that folks take to the airwaves to resolve instead of communicating efficiently. So I left it like that. Then yesterday, I put on a live where I was discussing a topic. And in that topic, I was going to mention Ms. Tawana. These are facts. I can't change facts. When something is a fact, you can state it as just that, a fact. So right now, this is a fact. I was on a live. Check the live stream from yesterday. I then said, let me text this person to let them know I'm about to speak to them. Now, I am a morning show, and contrary to everything that Miss Tawana came up here and said about me being on in the morning and so on and so forth, everybody knows I'm a morning show. They've been in here in the mornings, writing inside the chat, otherwise listening, doing etc. Now, I can't say that one was present yesterday or not present, but what I do know, before I mentioned her name, I stopped, I paused, I sent her a text message to advise that I was about to say something about her. I went through memory lane on different instances when I had played games on this YouTube with people and the negative outcomes that I received in terms of being attacked or backlash and or all the same. I spoke on instances where Miss Tawana was aligned with me in those same events. But because I was going to mention her name and because I had received this kind of text and knowing that the folks around here are messy as fuck, Bree, I decided to do that so she could come in, listen for herself and see. She eventually, according to her, did just that. She came in at a point when I was on another topic and wanted me to stop what I was doing to address a timestamp. So I stopped what I was doing and I said to her, I have one question. I will deal with you when I finish my current conversation. Even though I've already been through this at the beginning of the video. All you have to do is go back to the beginning of the video. But she's looking for a timestamp. So the words timestamp became interesting to me. So I asked a question. Are you responding to my text message or something somebody else told you? And her response in the chat was both. And when she came on the panel later on in the conversation, she said to me that, and you guys can go back and listen for yourself, that she had been told I had a problem with her. And since I had been speaking to others about her, that I had a problem with her. Hence, I don't speak to that many people on the YouTube. The only person I spoke to in the past 3 weeks besides glib or people that are in my inner circle that would not know her or be someone to talk to her was Still. So I put it out there. I said Still. She said yes. But it doesn't matter because that's the only person I had a conversation with. And if you are mindful of your discussions, then you would know who you discussed anything with. So my reasonable deductions is that once, and I did not ask Tawana for a timestamp, and when she had that conversation, when she became aware of, I was speaking on her. And I clarified for her. I ain't speak on her. I was spoken to about her. And I said, I may contribute thereafter, but I didn't call nobody to speak on her because I could care less who she eats dinner with, how she eats dinner with anybody, who she goes out to drinks with on this YouTube, because what has become abundantly clear now in 2022 is that you people are writing scripts. You're writing scripts on your penises. You're telling us, you're writing a script to tell people that your penis is sick and diseased. Then you come out here and say, that was a lie. I just didn't want to be bothered with that woman. You got people writing scripts for everything. Before you know it, people will tell you that their arguments with other people were scripted. Many people believe that that has been the case anyway on here. Why would I want to continue to deal and dabble in fake shit when there's so much more real shit going on out there? There are people really dying every day. There are people really sick every day. I don't care if it's a suspicious insecurity. It has no bearings on me. And there comes a point in time when you're dealing with folks that you just have to say, I have to move on from this. So what I, not reluctantly, but what I respectfully decided, and y'all know how I am about my cutoff moments. I'm just with the point to Miss Tawana that it's enough. And I said that to her. And I gave her examples of how she's been disrespectful to me on my own platform. and how she deflected the last time and carried it on to Karen. And because Karen was so aggressive in the chat, I couldn't say anything when she deflected her meaningless conversation against me. So I was like, I had enough. And I stand on that today. That's it. That's everything. That's all. That's how I feel about things. And um I left it at that. Um and I continue to feel the same way after all is said. Now, I did have a conversation with somebody else just out of the blue that I never had a conversation with on the phone by way of a conference call. And I think I received some good advice. You know, Mo, I don't really take advice, but no, I received some good advice. Female to female said, don't let them bait you. This is just all a bait. Do what you do. Continue on. Don't go for the bait. I would love to say I wish I could, based on the position I'm in now, but I couldn't, and I had to revisit it for the last time this morning. And that's it. I don't like calling people onto my platform to only have to bounce them off. I hate when people do that to other people. I hate to have it done to me. But I do know when I go to somebody else's platform and I am going to speak on something, I remember to come humble. And I think people are so disrespectful. Before you can respect someone or anyone else, you have to first respect yourself. And on this platform, I've engaged with many people who have a lack of respect for themselves. If you don't show yourself respect, how do you begin to demand it from others to respect you? As a parent, you will often hear, especially a mother, say, my kids look clean, well groomed, hair combed, right? I'm not saying rich shit, fancy clothes. I'm saying well groomed. That means your kids walk out of your home more than likely to go into school, and your kids are fed. They are clothed with clean, non-soiled clothing. And what do you say as a mother with pride? They are a reflection of me when they walk out of my house. I'm hoping that the manners that I instilled in them, they will convey into the public. When you walk on somebody's platform and you go to speak and you're on these panels, you are a reflection of yourself when you get there. If you go there boisterous and out of pocket, how do you expect them to respect you while you're up there? I see many of us go on right smack into the enemy's den. I've seen it happen here. Maybe some of you can testify to this. Having woke up in the middle of the night, saw somebody talking crump about you, playing your video, saying something on you in their in their territory, on their own grounds, and you stomped right in there. Maybe it's a Leo thing. We just have this funky pride about ourselves. Maybe it's something you can learn from us. We carry ourselves with such pride no matter where we go, because we understand what our image means to us. We go there with, at least I know I do, I go there with truth in my mind, body, and soul, and with the conviction that I'm going to convey that in a way to say, shame on you. Words of wisdom to people moving forward when you go on somebody else's platform and you want to get your point across and you want to throw in your dig shots and get your little hits in. What's more important, insulting the person or dealing with your issues? I conduct myself a certain way everywhere I go, because at the end of the day, that's the image that's coming back at me. Because when they replay the video, they're going to replay however I behaved up there. But, that's just, I guess, maybe you got to have some more years under your belt to understand what it means to have self-respect for oneself and how to adorn it everywhere you go. Maybe people should spend some time watching some old films with some dignified black folks on there, carrying their head up high and stuff. And then you would understand the importance of your image. So that was disheartening to me yesterday, the discussion, and especially when you demand the link and someone gives you the link. No matter how angry, how upset you are. So here's the interesting thing about that. If you go back to the conversation, it begins with good morning. First good point. You should always begin with that greeting. That greeting really sets the tone for what's to come next. But somewhere in that dialogue, the person says, you got so much to say to me, and then you got the nerve to be saying good morning. God damn it. God damn it. You were so angry by even the notion that I could be speaking on you outside of your conversation. But here's where everything else goes wrong. People on here say these things to folks. And it was said in that live. You should have called me instead of talking about me. Where you motherfuckers get this stuff from? Everybody, no, not everybody. There were many conversations last night that were about me. How many of y'all called me to tell me before you made your commentary on me? Zero. There were many posts developed yesterday that was around my content. How many of you wrote me, emailed me to tell me you was going to write a thought about me? Zero. It is not a reasonable expectation that I should have that you would afford me that respect. Because it's not a respect honored. There's such a thing called freedom of speech, which you people brag about having or having knowledge of and knowing such and such. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. Rules only apply to other folks for themselves. Again, a lack of respect. You want people to respect you on a certain level, but you don't want to give out that same respect. Some of you have unreasonable thoughts about how friendships and relationships should work. And you are right to have those, because on here you only formulate YouTube ships, which come and go in the night. You could be down with somebody today and you can be off of their head tomorrow. It's a YouTube ship. It's not lasting, binding, or substantive unless it transfers over into a relationship that you build from. Not every YouTube relationship, in my opinion, ends in tragedy, but most of them don't survive beyond the live. I said that. Most YouTube ships do not survive beyond the live. It is a fact. Once they go off of the live, it's a problem. It's fake. It's not real. It's like the scripts that people are making, the little short films that people are exploiting of each other. It's the videos that have been accumulated throughout the years against one another. That's all fake. And it's done in the name of entertainment. But when the cameras are off and the channels are down and not live, not uploading shit, the real moments seek in and people wonder why they find themselves alone, angry, and bitter. It's because the fake shit meant a lot. The fake shit represented everything that you could not have in your real life. The fake shit is what you could not have in your real life. Many of you in your real life, when you turn off all of this stuff, are alone and bitter. And you haven't made any progress in the fake world. Because, believe it or not, your lonely and bitter self evolves in your fake world as well. It's not that the year changes and automatically January 1st comes and hits and a person can say, oh, today is January 1st, 2022, and I am going to change who I was on December 31st, 2021. That is not how life works. That's not what happens out there. That's not how it works. You've got to do some planning on how you're going to make some change. You've got to look at where you are at today and devise where you want to be tomorrow. And there are some things that you have to purge. Some of it will be your own traits, personalities, or behaviors. Now, if you wanted to give yourself a date and say, all right, 2022 is the day I'm going to stop doing X, Y, Z, and you had to wait all the way to get to January 1st, 2022, I tell you, and I believe this to be true, by 11 a.m. on January 1st, 2022, you was already struggling with that vice that you wanted to get rid of, because all you had to do was turn on the YouTube and see the tarnish or the carnage or whatever. You could see the self-destruction right before you in the channels that you was still subscribed to. Did you get rid of some of those people when you were talking about this miraculous change that you was going to do from one day to the next, from actually seconds when the ball dropped in your area to when you woke up the next day? What preparations have you done to reevaluate and refocus your original intentions? Have you gotten rid of the fake shit in your life and replaced it with the real shit that is going to be profitable for you, that is going to be your plus? Are you listening to what is going on around you? Are you using your ears instead of your heart, your anger, your emotion? Is that taking over you opposed to wisdom, thinking, thoughts, processing? Are you in a group? Are you in a group again, going by what the group is telling you to do, or are you independent? I always got to scratch my head with you folks. Something something you want to add, Mr. King of Foe? I'm good. I truly understand where I am in all my relationships that I've established here on the YouTube. That's why I can't wait to get to my channelversary. But I'm not doing. I told you guys I was doing things differently because I got so hyped up. I started to um look at the channelversary as you guys look at the other rituals in your life, and I had to take a step back and be like, no, Mo, that's not how this shit goes. That is not how this shit goes. Um, the internet brings isolation. It makes it difficult to create deeper connections with people. I don't know. It all depends, Mr. King of Foe, how you wanted to connect with folks. What you wanted, what your expectation of that relationship was. If you set an unreasonable expectation, then you probably got a negative result. But if you set a reasonable expectation and you was collaborative with the other party, because sometimes people tell people they don't want to fuck with them, but people don't hear it clearly. They hear what they want to hear. Their heart feels what their heart wants to feel because they get their emotions involved. My day ones are my day ones. Nothing has ever changed. How I feel about the people that I started out with, for the most part, is the same. The people that were real to me have been real to me all along. They've never changed. They've never wavered in their commitment to what I needed in the relationship. You can call a rose by any other name, but it's still a rose. You can call, what is that? Influences for life have always been the same influences I've had the whole way through. Um, the problem around here as a whole is people don't listen to the messages being presented by others. It's kind of creepy. I wrote somebody this morning an email in response to their email to me, and I said to them, my fondest memory with them, or what I cherish the most about the relationship I had with them, is that they made me look at forgiveness in a different way, that I had never looked at it before. And I hold that to be true. You know, they create these false narratives on the internet because it's the only real friendships they've had. It is such an oxymoron. They create false narratives on the internet because it's the only real relationships that they ever had. That is my opinion on what I've seen. I don't have any false relationships that I've developed on this internet. I get annoyed when I get annoyed with myself when I get uh, drawn into some of the fake shit, because I know that there are real people behind some of the fake shit. It just was an eye-opening disaster for me to process at the end of 2021 when folks were saying that they wrote scripts. What was the other way of looking at forgiveness? Um, I've expressed it here so many times. I've expressed it here so many times. Um, just because you apologize to me doesn't mean that I cannot accept your apology, because I can easily accept an apology that someone gives me. Um, my new focus on it is that it does not mean that because I forgave you that I still have to fuck with you. And I've been saying that for over a year, 2 years. I've been very defined on that. An apology is not an open segue to let's do this again. An apology is just that. I've forgiven you for what you've said. I've taken it under advisement and I'm moving on. I don't have no grudge towards you. I'm not even bitter. I've been apologized to by many that have wronged me, and I live in that. But it doesn't mean that I have to accept you in again and be like, oh, that's my friend. They apologized to me, and I'm just gonna move on. Um, but it had to be an action that somebody took against me that really got me to that point. And then there are some people that I have forgiven, but we're not moving in the same way that we moved before. Doesn't mean I've completely cut them off. It just means I've put them in a specific place that I can actually manage and deal with and respect. It's easy to not speak to somebody. So that's the way I look at this whole forgiveness thing. But on here, many people believe that once you accept their apology, that means that we just carry on. So first law of nature. I'll wait. Y'all can put it in the chat. First law of nature. I'll wait. I got time on it. You're almost there, Miss Thing. It's self-preservation. I know you are. Um, it's self-preservation. Let's evaluate your question, King of O, just for a second. If you are the recipient of an apology, it is to yourself, for your own purposes, because it's an apology. It's geared at you. We're not talking about when you make an apology to someone else. We're talking about being the recipient of an apology and dealing with the forgiveness factor. I haven't even flipped on the other side of that and say, what do you do when you've apologized to someone and they won't accept your apology? You keep it fucking moving. When you go to the stage of coming to the conclusion that you need to apologize to somebody for something that you've done to them, you've got to come to terms with yourself that the person is either going to accept your apology or decline your apology. But if they decline your apology, then you just know that there's nowhere to go from there. But if they choose to accept your apology, then you have to consider that they'll say to you, but I still don't want to fuck with you. I don't know people. I don't really have that many circumstances in my life that I could say a person apologized to me and they continue to hurt me. But I'm sure there are people who accept someone's apology and they continue the cycle, because that's why people are in abusive relationships. Or I learned a long time ago when I had two little ones and almost lost one along the way, that I had to not accept somebody's apology if I wanted my two seeds to do well in life. If I wanted to see that out, I would have to not accept an apology. I would have to love me more. Self-preservation. It's not always taught. It's not always instilled in you from birth. Sometimes it's just a hard lesson that you have to learn. But at the end of the day, my self-preservation is it's a tool I use to be me. Um, I saw a movie. Someone was apologizing to her. Reply to the person was, "What are you apologizing for?" No, I don't know. Um, some people drag out apologies also, cause that's that narcissism inside of them, or it could be the hurt really talking, and the hurt wants you to say all the right words to make the hurting stop. Um, sometimes if you really understand the person and why there was a transgression against you in the first place. Because, see, those of you who are biblical, you may forgive those who trespass against you, but you have to first understand the nature of the transgression. You have to first understand the nature of the problem. Some issues we want to get to the bottom of them, and some we don't. They're too minute, too insignificant. Well, what was the reply? What are you apologizing for? You thought that was epic? I don't know. But if you're going to make an apology to somebody, which was not my topic for today, but if you're going to make an apology, if you're going to apologize to someone, I would think you would know why you're going to apologize to them. Oh yeah, some people will drag out the apology because they want to see you squirm, or they trying to ascertain if you really mean it. There are some people who have confided in me that others have apologized to them, and then they go right back to doing the same old thing. And I was like, but what was the apology about? Because there are people that will tell you specifically what they're apologizing for. I've said it. I've made distinctions. Like, I apologize sometimes for how my statement made you feel. But fuck, that's how I felt. So you could get somebody saying, I apologize to you based on what I said and how it made you feel. But I'm sorry. That's just the way things are. Like, I'm sorry that hurt you, but at the end of the day, that's how I feel. You know, I didn't have to deliver it in that manner. I forgive people. Oh, yeah. Some people around here, you guys always got to try to be extra. Let's see what King of Foe forgives for. I forgive people even when they don't apologize, primarily for my self-preservation. And as you said, I don't have to be accessible to them. Such is life. Though, maybe my approach, maybe that is one similar to that of the male. I am still thinking of how I'm gonna make that word. I need to write Boogie. Boogie, are you still here? I need to figure out. There's got to be a way to combine this masculinity. I'm going to work on that word today. And feminine. Because there is a component of some people, males to be exact right now, who engage in feminine bullshit, but they're men. So I'm going to have to find, there may already be a word. That's why I'm going to have to look for it. Because, the last time I turned around, the the fake the fake therapist here on YouTube had some shit to say to moi. Had some shit to say to moi, to me. It's when I combine feminine. Oh man, I can't find my refill. This is a fountain pen and I like it, but I gotta find my refill. Well, Good morning. Hey, KK. And monkey business. Anyway, all I'm gonna tell y'all is even in the apology stage or any stage, when you listen to a person, really listen to what they said. Not what you take a moment and take your emotions out of it. Sometimes you might even have to dial back a moment and just take a break away from it and clear your head and come back and listen to something again that a person is saying. One thing you might have to do around here is clear your earwaves of other people telling you how they interpreted what was said, and really listen to what a person says and extract from it what you need to move forward. Some people will call that information. Take the information out of the message. Don't always go to shoot the messenger. The message is what's important. Build your relationships honestly from and be honest to yourself. Everybody doesn't really want to be fucking with you. It's unfortunate. You have to come to grips with that. Everybody doesn't want to fuck with you. They might say so, but their actions will speak louder than their words. Anyway, um, today was a very interesting discussion on WARship. I'm going to remind folks that WARship is the opportunity I get as Monica Mo Justice to speak directly to the chat and to have conversations that come and derive from the chat. It is not some of the accounts of what people think my WARship program is about. And that was one of the most disturbing things I had to learn last year. People thought WARship was about them on the YouTube. My new section that is about y'all on the YouTube is called the JOY, Just on YouTube. That's where it happens, just on YouTube. That's where all y'all will find yourselves if that's what you're looking for. But as the months really turn over for me in 2022, you will be less of that focus. That is my big goal for 2022. So just on YouTube will dissipate by the time I get to the end of the year. WARship will continue as it is in the format that it should have been initially. And I can't wait to come back on Saturday and bring you my channelversary. I have a shiz. Ain't no king up in here. Those are all pawns on that chess game. Everything that's knocked down is a pawn. Because I come around here knocking down pawns because folks around here is part of groupthink. So I come knocking out the group. But stop trying to be funny. Anyway, this is Mo, and I've got to go. My first OBS. I'm so happy about it. This week will be nothing but uploads. Every court case, I will be discussing the verdict for Ahmaud Arbery. We begin the case of, this is the week when the case begins. Hold up. I think it's the case of the 3 officers involved in the George Floyd murder begins this week. Oh man, we got good things coming up this week. Hold up, I just want to make sure I got it together. Okay, we got actually that's next week probably. We got the US. This is the federal case against um Tao Lane and Kwong. So I got to find a source that I think is reputable to give us highlights from that I could discuss. The other case that's beginning this month, maybe you guys don't remember it, but it's on Monica's radar. Um, the Texas versus Aaron Dean. Do you remember him? He's the officer. He's the officer involved in the shooting and killing of Tatiana Jefferson. Was it Tatiana Jefferson in her home in Texas? That was when the neighbor called and asked the police to do a wellness check, and the police came and did a wellness check and shot her through her window as she reached for her gun to see who was in the yard. Um, that trial begins this week, or it's if it doesn't, it should begin this week because I have it on the week of the 10th. So that's where we are at this week. Those are the two cases that are underway. I saw other people. I was looking at the feeds this week and I was like, damn, I be getting the news before people, but because I be so engaged, I be missing out on bringing y'all some stuff around here. So watch my community wall moving forward because I'm going to give my opines there on cases as I discover them. But everything doesn't make it into Mono's, as y'all know. I only really deal with cases that I believe are going to be so controversial that you need to have a 360-degree look at it from all perspectives, from the view of the prosecutor, the defense, and then finally we become the 13th juror. Anyhow, that's where we are this week. And that's it. I am so happy. Now I got to figure out how to end this. Oh, I should be able to end this quickly because I'll just end this from here. Anyway, this is Mo, and I've got to go.